Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation on core marketing concepts and the marketing mix with disaster management applications. I am Jagnesh Kumar Rao, an assistant professor in the Department of Management at Odisha State Open University. Will now brief about the Unit 1 Part 2 of the Marketing Management paper. This session builds upon the fundamentals of marketing and explores how these principles are adapted to humanitarian and disaster contexts. Before formulating any marketing strategy, understanding the core concepts of marketing is very crucial. These 5 pillars, including needs, wants, demand and value and satisfaction, form the backbone of all marketing and humanitarian strategies. In disaster management, they are equally relevant because relief agencies must understand what people genuinely require, how they perceive those needs, and how they satisfy with the assistance provided. For example, during an emergency, identifying basic needs such as food, shelter, and healthcare allows agencies to respond efficiently. But beyond that, understanding wants like cultural preferences or gender sensitive requirements ensures that relief is not only functional but also accepted. These concepts guide resource prioritization, community engagement, and trust building. 3 critical dimensions for successful disaster interventions. Let's look more closely at the first 3 concepts. First is need. Needs represent the essential human requirements for survival and well-being in disaster management. Assessing needs is the first step in preparedness and response. For example, after the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, agencies like UNICEF and the Red Cross prioritized clean drinking water and temporary shelter as the most urgent needs. This ensured that relief reached the most vulnerable first. Wants, on the other hand, are shaped by culture and individual preferences. They determine how needs are satisfied. For example, food it must respect local dietary habits and religious restrictions. Providing culturally familiar items ensure acceptance and reduces wastage. Similarly, female-friendly hygiene kits improve dignity and participation. Demand arises when a want is backed by ability or willingness to act. In humanitarian terms, it refers to urgency and accessibility rather than purchasing power. During Cyclone Amphan, demand for essentials like food and water surged rapidly. Relief agencies had to monitor these patterns and coordinate supplies to prevent shortages or flooding. Understanding this triad, needs, wants, and demand, helps agencies allocate resources efficiently and maintain order in chaotic situations. Moving on to value and satisfaction, 2 psychological dimensions of marketing that are vital in disaster response. Value represents the perceived benefits of an intervention compared to the cost or effort required. In disaster management, value is not just about tangible goods, it also includes trust, safety, and peace of the mind. For example, Coca-Cola's post-tsunami initiative in Sri Lanka provided clean water, but its true value lay in building trust and demonstrating corporate responsibility. Similarly, UNDP's Build Back Better campaigns add long-term value by rebuilding infrastructure and promoting resilience. Satisfaction measures how well relief efforts meet people's expectations. Agencies assess satisfaction through community feedback, surveys, and social media analysis. For example, after distributing relief kits, satisfaction is measured by the factors such as timeliness, quality, and cultural fit. High satisfaction fosters trust and cooperation, while dissatisfaction can lead to resistance or disengagement. Ultimately, value and satisfaction help organizations learn, adapt, and maintain credibility. They ensure that humanitarian marketing is not just about providing aid, but also it is about doing so effectively, respectfully, and sustainably. These five core concepts do not exist in isolation, they are deeply interconnected. Needs provide the foundation for identifying what is essential. Wants guide cultural adaptation, ensuring that the interventions align with community norms. Demand helps determine the urgency and scale of response. Value enhances trust and perceived fairness, and satisfaction serves as the ultimate measure of success. A vaccination campaign offers a good example. The need is disease prevention. Wants influence how information is communicated, perhaps through local languages or community leaders. Demand determines how many doses are required and where to distribute them. Value lies in the protection vaccines provide, and satisfaction reflects whether people felt respected and supported throughout the process. Together, these concepts create a feedback loop that strengthens planning, execution, and long term recovery in disaster contexts. Now, let's shift to the marketing mix, one of the most influential frameworks in marketing. Traditionally, it includes four elements that are product, price, place, and promotion, collectively known as the 4Ps. In disaster management, product refers to what is offered to satisfy needs. Now let's shift to the marketing mix, one of the most influential frameworks in marketing. Traditionally, it includes four elements: product, price, place, and promotion, collectively known as the 4Ps. In disaster management, product refers to what is offered to satisfy needs, such as relief kits, medical services, or sanitation facilities. For instance, Coca-Cola's water purification initiative after the 2004 tsunami exemplified how a product could include not just physical items but also knowledge and infrastructure for safe water use. Price, in humanitarian terms, is not monetary. It represents the effort, time, or behavior change required from beneficiaries. For example, participating in a hygiene training program costs time and effort. So, agencies must ensure these costs are reasonable and accessible. Place concerns the distribution of aid, strategic planning of delivery points, mobile units, or local partnerships ensure timely access. During Cyclone Amphan, mobile supply trucks and community volunteers were crucial in reaching remote villages. Finally, promotion involves communication and awareness. In disaster contexts, this could include radio messages, community meetings, or social media campaigns, informing people about safety protocols, vaccination drives, or relief availability. These four elements ensure that humanitarian interventions are well designed and clearly communicated. To address service oriented or humanitarian operations, the traditional 4Ps are expanded to 7Ps by adding people, process, and physical evidence. People refer to all individuals involved in service delivery, frontline workers, volunteers, and officials. Their empathy, competence, and cultural understanding directly affect community trust. For example, trained healthcare workers in vaccination drives not only provide medical support but also reassure and educate beneficiaries. Process includes the systems and procedures that ensure smooth and transparent delivery, registration methods, logistics, monitoring, and feedback mechanisms. Disaster agencies often use standardized operating procedures to reduce duplication and ensure equitable distribution. Physical evidence refers to the tangible elements that reinforce trust, such as branded relief packages, visible hygiene stations, or well maintained community centers. These provide assurance of quality and accountability. Together, these additional three P's highlight that disaster management is not only about resources, it is about people, systems, and visible credibility that inspire confidence and cooperation. When integrated effectively, the 7 P's framework becomes a powerful tool for designing, executing, and evaluating disaster interventions. Take Coca-Cola's post-tsunami safe water initiative as example. Product, safe bottled water and purification systems. Price, free access for affected populations. Place, strategically located distribution points. Promotion, awareness campaigns on clean water use. People, trained local staff managing operations. Process, coordinated logistics and transparent monitoring. Physical evidence are the branded sealed packages ensuring trust and safety. Similarly, UNDP's Build Back Better programs integrate all 7 elements, designing culturally sensitive products, ensuring accessibility, promoting awareness, and reinforcing credibility through quality reconstruction. In conclusion, marketing principles are not confined to business. They are equally powerful in humanitarian and disaster contexts. Understanding needs, wants, demand, value, and satisfaction, and applying the 7 P's framework enables agencies to design more inclusive, effective, and trust-building interventions. By integrating these marketing foundations into disaster management, we ensure that relief efforts go beyond mere survival. They empower communities to recover, rebuild, and become more resilient for the future. As we conclude Unit 1, Part 2, let's reflect on how the core marketing concepts and the marketing mix come alive within the framework of disaster management. At its heart, marketing is about value creation, identifying needs, offering solutions, and delivering satisfaction. In the context of disasters, these needs are often urgent and life critical, yet the principles of segmentation, targeting, and positioning still apply. The marketing mix traditionally focused on the 7 P's, including product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence, takes on a deeper meaning here. The product could be relief material or rehabilitation support. Price reflects affordability and equity. Place concerns logistics and last mile delivery. And promotion involves responsible, empathetic communication. Meanwhile, people, process, and physical evidence emphasize transparency, ethical coordination, and trustworthiness. Together, they form a system that converts limited resources into maximum social value. Ultimately, applying marketing principles to disaster management ensures that response efforts are not just operational but strategic and human centered. It reminds us that marketing is not only about commerce, it is also about compassion, coordination, community resilience,